Yo, how's it going, guys? Winter Kills here, and happy Monday. Hope you all had a good weekend. Welcome to round 2 for the week. If you guys have not seen round 1, it was posted yesterday, and if I remember, I'll put a link to it up in the top right for you guys to check out. But here we have my friends Dan and Joe. Dan on the left, Joe on the right. Tri-Brigade, Lyrilusc versus Predaplant, Despia. My friend Dan's been on the Predaplant Despia deck for a little while. My friend Joe is kind of back and forth on decks, here and there. Like, one week he's on the Tri-Brigade deck, another week he's on, like, Phantom Knight Brave. Always kind of making moves, when it comes to deck choice. So, although, he played quite a lot of Brave Prank Kid back in the day when that deck was, at the top. Some of you guys might remember him from that deck in particular. But yeah, it's going to be a pretty interesting matchup here. Hopefully you guys are going to enjoy it. We're going to see Predaplant Despia go first here, starting with the branded opening. And anytime this version starts with the branded opening, it can do some really, really cool things. We're going to see him normal summon the Chlamydo Sundew and fusion off with the Bufo into the Ambulo Melodies. We're going to see Ambulo Melodies effect activate here. He gets to go ahead and search, and then he can go ahead and summon one from deck by tributing off something that he places a Predaplant counter on. He's going to go for the Darlington Cobra. Darlington Cobra will search Instant Fusion, and that's going to go for Millenniumize Restrict, which is kind of insane. And you'll see the synergy with that and Branded Opening a little bit later. Normally a lot of people would be holding Ash against this deck just for Branded Fusion. The Predaplant stuff there is honestly... The Predaplant stuff honestly raises the ceiling of the deck just enough to the point where it's worth playing, but it also kind of does like another job. It kind of like psychologically tricks your opponent in thinking they have to Ash somewhere else, especially at a point like this where you've already seen, Despia cards, right? Branded Fusion's the mix, but it might trick a lot of people in thinking they have to Ash somewhere else, like on the Darlington Cobra or on the Ambulo Melodies, right? They're just using their Ash at an incorrect point. But as you can see here, if people are holding the Ash for Branded Fusion, now with the Instant Fusion being searched off the Darlington Cobra, they don't have the opportunity to actually go ahead and Ash the Branded Fusion anymore because the Millenniumize Restrict will protect from it. So now you need like 2 hand traps in this instance. So a really, really cool interaction. Of course, the Branded Fusion is going to resolve. I'm going to go for the, Lubellion into Mirror Jade. And then we're going to see him go ahead and get that end phase search of the Branded Red after using Mirror Jade to go ahead and banish. And then end phase, he'll banish the branded opening to go ahead and protect the Millenniumize Restrict since it would be destroyed by a card effect. Pretty sick interaction there. So not only does it help protect you from hand traps like Ash during your combo, but it is now also an interruption the opponent is going to have to worry about, on the fly during their turn. And Tri-Brigade, this is a kind of interruption they are going to care about because it can negate things in the graveyard or on field. He's going to go ahead and attempt a Fractal, and Millenniumize can attempt to negate that, but there is a Forbidden Droplet from the opponent's side here, sending off just tanky. Looks like just one. So has the opportunity to respond with something that is not a spell. So he could Mirror Jade and banish his own Millenniumize, but I don't think that's going to do anything because the Millenniumize, I think, has to equip in order to negate it successfully. Just might as well just hold it there. So we're going to see the Fractal dump Kit dumping Nerval, and then, of course, Nerval is going to go ahead and add another Tri-Brigade from the deck to the hand. We'll see him go for a copy of Karass. And, I always found this Predaplant Despia build to be not only, like, interesting the fact that it plays, like, all these cool, like, cards, like, tech cards and, like, different engine cards, but it's also just very, very good, like, in the plays that it can make. Just, like, definitely above average, like, better than, regular Despia. I think it just gives you more opportunities to, like, access your engine with all the different ways to fusion summon and get to Branded Fusion. And like I said, kind of like trick your opponent into thinking they have to Ash or hand trap you in other places. Where at the end of the day, it's still Ashing Branded Fusion is still correct, but in a build like this, sometimes they don't give you the opportunity to even do that because they're going for Millenniumize because they can search out the Instant Fusion. Instant Fusion is one hell of a card. Instant Fusion is like, ever since, like, I want to say since Norden's released, it's just been continually one of those cards that's just like in and out of the format here and there. It's like busted when it's played and it's still decent when it's not. Like, it's incredible card. And now with Tearlaments coming out, it being able to go ahead and grab something like Kalos from the extra deck, and the end phase when it's destroyed, that triggers its effect to go ahead and mill 5. Kind of insane starter and like combo piece, if you will, going forward. So who knows what the fate of Instant Fusion will be. We're going to see Branded in Red activate here. Looks like on the Summon of Kit, or at least the Resolution of Kit effect. Yeah, on the summon looks like, and the Branded Red will be stopped by Call By. I swear my man Joe's always strapped with a Call By. We saw him absolutely savage my friend Adam, I think, the other week with Call By on seals. Yeah, ouch. That one hurts quite a bit, but it is what it is. We're going to see him continue to play here, linking off the Farragut and the Nerval into Karass. We're going to see Farragut effect activate, go ahead and draw and put one back. And then we're going to go ahead and see him activate the Karass effect here. Banishing just looks like 2. Maybe double Dragon Lords. Yep, double Dragon Lords will hit the field. Double Dragon Lords is kind of important here against this particular matchup. Anytime you can get rid of Mirror Jade by bouncing or shuffling it, that's the way to get rid of it, because that will dodge the end phase Raigeki effect. Because it's not like... there's a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Terminology that explains why Mirror Jade cannot blow your field up if it gets spun back to the extra deck. And it's a lot of words that I don't have time to explain right now without like getting behind in the commentary. But I'm sure somebody can explain it in the comments. So if you can bounce it or shuffle it back in, that's one of the best ways to get it, because it will not, you know, proc its effect. Unlike, it's different from like if you banish it or you destroy it, you know, it hits the graveyard and it's like face up at the end phase and the time it would like try to apply that effect. Yeah, we're gonna see him go for Rugal and go for the DDL, and we're gonna see a Nibiru here from our Predaplant. Despia Dan. It's a pretty big rock and an even bigger token. At least 3K25. I'm not sure Ambula Melody's stats, but it's going to add up here. Rugal 23, DDL 11. His original attack 3K, 34, 64. I know Millennium Eyes is 0-0, so that's not going to contribute. But that's a big token. At least over 6,000 attack. And the defense might be pretty small because we did tribute a couple links for that. But we're going to go ahead and see a Pot of Desires here for follow-up to see if we can continue playing through that Nibiru. I'm not sure if the well, I imagine he searched Revolt off of the bear and I just missed it, so I assume that Revolt is already in hand. And I mean, the only thing I could think that he could possibly have here would be something like Bird Call. Bird Call would kind of go crazy right now, especially if he had like a different bird name in hand. That'd be kind of insane. But he does have 1-for-1, and that's also pretty good. So we're going to see him go ahead and activate 1-for-1, discarding Warbler to go ahead and spec out Nerval. And I don't think he's used Nerval's on-field effect yet. I'm going to go on a limb and say, if he did, I missed it. But that is one hell of a card to have here to keep extending. So we're going to see him go ahead and banish 1, 2, 3, going for 4 most likely for Shureg, leaving his opponent with absolutely nothing. He's saying nice -3. I'm going to go ahead and banish the Nib and just go ahead and pass there with Adlib in hand, top deck in a dream. And it looks like the top deck is Forbidden Droplet. No Tragedy engraved to try and reset a Branded Fusion. So we're going to see Joe clean that one up there. And we are on to a game 2. Reminder, check out my TCG Player affiliate link down in the description below. Anytime you guys shop and check out, using that link is small, but the revenue from your purchase will go right back to the channel and helps out a ton. So game 2, we're going to see Branded start off here again, going first with that Branded opening, this time discarding the Fairy Tale Snow. So already setting up a really strong board here. One interruption, you know, in quotes, technically already set up in the grave. We're going to see our Despia player now normal summon Keeper of Dragon Magic, which is like a newer, like, kind of tech card being played. Basically a normal summon that can go ahead and just search a fusion normal spell. So we're going to see him go ahead and grab Instant Fusion here after he discards the Orphis Scorpio. And you can see how clutch Branded opening in this deck is. Basically getting you access to Alibur. which gets you your Brand Infusion, allowing your normal summon to be able to grab Instant Fusion, so you can get to Millenniumize like we're seeing here, again, to protect the Brand Infusion from Ash. That's one of the biggest things that this engine tries to solve, is the Ash on Brand Infusion always being the thorn in your side that kind of slows this deck down. So we're going to see him resolve the Brand Infusion, sending Albaz and Tragedy, Chainlink 1 Lubellion, Chainlink 2 Tragedy, grabbing the Adlib, and then the Lubellion resolving, shuffling itself and Albaz back into the deck to go ahead and perform a fusion summon of Mirror Jade, the Ice Blade Dragon. Loading up the graveyard here, and with a couple extra bodies on field, can go ahead and make it so that the snow can resolve a little easier. We're going to see him activate Mirror Jade, banishing the Keeper of Dragon Magic, and sending a Albion, End Phase Albion, setting a copy of Branded in red. We know the Adlib is in hand, so already, a couple interruptions set up here. We have a Mirror Jade, we have a Millenniumize, we have a Snow, we have a Branded in red with the what is it, Adlib? Keep forgetting. Adlib already set up in hand, and there we see that End Phase, Branded opening, go ahead and banish yourself to protect the Millenniumize from Instant Fusion's destruction effect. Now, we're going to see Tri-Brigade lead here with Warbler. Show me Warbler Sparrow. Show me the Heart Open Sparrow. I've got to see it. But another interaction, too, is that Instant Fusion will keep trying to destroy the card every end phase. I think we've seen similar iterations of this back in the day when Orcus was popular. People used to Instant Fusion for Winda, and Dingirsu would protect, right? It was a little bit better than Ding, because Ding could have, multiple materials and protect up to, a couple end phases. Same thing with Cherubini. If you Instant Fusion a Winda to a zone where Cherubini points to, it'll keep protecting it every end phase, obviously, so long as that the Cherubini stays there. But if this Millenniumize somehow manages to survive the turn, and end phase rolls around, Instant Fusion again will try to destroy it. We're going to see Warbler summon out Warbler, and it looks like we're going to see the Droplet chained on the Millenniumize, sending a driver. And then it looks like on res of this Warbler summon, we're going to go ahead and see Branded in red. Go ahead and activate, I think, targeting the Tragedy to add back. And then we're going to see him Fusion summon with the Millenniumize, the Mirror Jade, and the Adlib, of course, for none other than Guardian Chimera, my favorite fusion monster that this deck plays. Card looks so badass. Then we're going to see this all resolve. He's going to go ahead and get to pop 2, since he used 2 from field. So pop both the Warblers, leaving the field open, and draw 1 card here. We're going to see Joe just go ahead and set 2 cards face down, and we'll see him possibly end his turn here. We might see the Mirror Jade fire off in the end phase 2 here. Why not? Get rid of the Aliber. You don't really need the extra body right now. And I'm thinking it's 6,300 damage, 73. I mean, to be fair, that would be game if he left the Aliber there and, put everything in attack. That is over 8,000 damage on board, I'm pretty sure. It's just 63 between the Chimera and the Mirror Jade. Yeah. But actually, I think since the Chimera was summoned off of the Branded in red, it can't attack directly. I need to read Branded in red really fast, because I could be forgetting something very important. But it cannot attack this turn. Okay, so he would be able to do that. But he will still fire off the Mirror Jade end phase. Banish the Aliber and get that Albion engraved. Go ahead and search. Looks like he has Droplet in hand, Branded in red, and Tragedy in one of the card. And then we're just going to see him play it safe here, and I don't blame him for doing this, just playing it safe. Probably has more than enough interruptions already, kind of pre-established to have this game in the bag. Snow is still in the graveyard. That hasn't been used. Mirror Jade is still live. Well, Mirror Jade technically isn't live, but Adlib is in the loop with Brandon in red, so he can make it live, whenever he chooses. And I know there's a Droplet set, so kind of strapped right now. And again, leaving the Aliber on field and not going for that end phase Albion, search might have been a little greedy, playing into whatever backer he might have set. But we're going to see Joe have the desires. It will resolve. Rip it into a Bird Call. Bird Call resolving now. Go ahead and searching the Warbler. And I imagine we'll see him Warbler, bring out Warbler. Trying to get access to some kind of Zeus play. Unfortunately, there's no Tri-Brigade cards in the loop yet here for Joe. That would really, really help him out in this situation, especially since he has not exhausted his normal summon yet. All 3 Warblers in view right now. And I mean, yeah, there's really not much that you can do other than try to get to an assembled Nightingale. Going for Faradid or something like that doesn't really help you in this situation. The nice thing here, though, is that polymerization is not in the graveyard, so this Chimera can be targeted. One thing you always got to try to keep track of, make sure there's no pesky polymerizations in graveyard, because, you know, Chimera does have that secret effect, where if that card from 2002 is sitting in the graveyard, it makes it a little bit harder to deal with. So, looking to go for a rank 1 here. And yeah, no surprise, it is going to be the Assembled Nightingale. This card, now importantly, can be targeted because it's not use the Cobalt Sparrow to go ahead and summon it and use it as part of its summon. Because I think if you like attach, like I remember back in the days when Bird was like super prevalent, if you attached Cobalt Sparrow via another effect, like Barrel Canary or something, it would not get the targeting protection. I think it has to originally be summoned with the Sparrow, although I could be wrong. It looks like now we're going to see Fairy Tale Snow activate here. To try to book the Nightingale, we're going to see a Droplet in response, sending off a Droll and Lockbird. Of course, just to go ahead and negate one here, and at res, he, of course, is going to negate the Snow. Try to keep this Assembled Nightingale face up, and we're going to see a Mirror Jade now, which I think this Mirror Jade hasn't used its effect yet, or it has. I'm pretty sure he used it in the end phase of his last turn. I could be wrong, but I don't think it's going to make too big of a difference since he could have triggered it anyways. You know, got into it with another Guardian Chimera. We're going to see a Revolt in the back line as our Tri-Brigade players' last line of play here. Last card left. Of course, it's got to be the Revolt. Very, very clutch card in this instance. Able to get to the, to the Shurig for the banish. But there's a Droplet sending off a Tragedy, and that is going to signal. I can't remember if that Mirror Jade had already used its effect the prior turn. Because I'm pretty sure he end phased in his opponent's end phase, Mirror Jade, banish Albur, attack, and then pass turn. So maybe he could have used it again, because he did it during his opponent's end phase. So during his opponent's turn, that's one turn, and then his turn, and then back to his opponent's turn, he could use it again. I think that's probably what happened, unless I missed something, which is very, very, very possible. Since that happens a lot, and I can't, stop the recording and commentate like you can on like a DB replay or something. I try to incorporate other things while I do commentary. So sometimes it's easy to miss things. Just because I feel like if I just narrated every single thing that's going on, it's a little one-dimensional. So I try to throw in some other things here and there. Because a lot of stuff that happens like doesn't really need direct commentary. Like basic things that are happening right there, like Imperm on Nerval, banishing 2. And yeah, you could argue like, oh, you could slow the video down, but like I feel like this is like the right enough speed where it's just easy enough to keep track of what's going on without like direct narration. But yeah, either way, I'll get off the tangent. Getting back into the game here. Also, Game 3 situation brought to you by Imperium Duelist, guys. Check them out at the link below. Don't forget to use my discount code WinnerKills 10 off at checkout to come in clutch, just like this Appaloosa is for 3. And, support the channel in the process. And if their Water Dragon deck box hasn't sold out yet, which, again, it might have, definitely pick one up. And the playmat on the left is from Imperium Duelist as well. So we're going to see a classic Tri-Brigade end board. Appaloosa for 3, 2 set. One of them could be anything. Not saying it's Tri-Brigade Revolt, but definitely could be. Do see a red reboot in hand here for our Despia player. Red reboot's pretty good, but you got to have a really strong hand with it to be able to make it worthwhile, paying half and then giving them an extra trap card. We're going to see him normal summon Keeper of Dragon Magic, discarding Nibiru for effect. We're going to see Appaloosa attempt to negate Chain Droplet. Now, one thing I've learned in testing against this Tri-Brigade deck, because the one day I was able to test my friend Dalen, we met up at Locals, got a couple matches, and I think out of 4 matches we played, he beat me 3 times. This is one thing I learned about going to this Tri-Brigade matchup. If you have Imperm, just hold the Imperm for the Appaloosa. It will save you so much trouble. Like, honestly, like, because, yeah, you could take the gamble and hope the 1 Imperm on one of their monsters is going to be enough, but, like, most of the time, they're going to have the extender, and they still get to the 3 material Appo. with the Revolt set anyways. So, like, a lot of times it's just better off holding Imperm so you can standby phase hit the Appaloosa, and that way you don't have to waste cards on other things. Because essentially Imperm against this deck, as good as it seems, is sometimes a -1. But we're going to see Brand Infusion resolve here. Love to see it. And then we're going to see Chain Link 1 Nubelion, Chain Link 2 Tragedy. I think discarding Adlib. He is going to, of course, attempt to Fusion Summon here. And also get a Search. And we'll see if our Tri-Brigade Lyrilusc player has a response. He does have the Clutch Droplet. He is going to send off that Fire Formation Tanky. And now he will not be able to perform that Fusion Summon. Of course, he will still get the Search off of Tragedy. Only one card left in hand here at this point. Gonna go ahead and grab the Aluber, which, since the normal summon has already been exhausted, the Aluber is basically just saying, hey, I'm getting follow-up for next turn, but we know Tri-Brigade is really, really good at getting follow-up, especially off of Revolt, and also being able to clear bodies. And yeah, looks like end phase Revolt. We know the last card, well, both cards in our Despia player's hand is Reboot, Alibert, and you're saying, oh, why is he using Reboot? Why is he using Reboot? There's literally no point in using Reboot right now. It's probably the most bittersweet thing ever. And yeah, my friend was not too happy about it. He's like, I could have revolted, paid half my life points, let him keep his Revolt to use again next turn, let him get another trap, like a free Imperm or something. Pay half to essentially just do nothing. So Revolt's gonna resolve here, going for 4, going for the Ominous Omen, and then we're gonna see him activate Nerval and Kit. So it looks like it's Chainlink 1 Kit, or Chainlink 1 Nerval, Chainlink 2 Kit, Chainlink 3 Omen, as I imagine the Chainlinks. Wanting to chain block those graveyard effects, dumping Caress, adding another Kit, banishing the Lubellion, and yeah, unfortunately you got to let a card like that resolve when you got Red Reboot in hand, but he is going to go ahead and pass turn. The Apo is zeroed out, so he just got a little work to do here to put on exact damage for a game. See him normal summon the Kit, go ahead and banish 3 for not Rugal, but going for the Kreisvelger, the Desperate Doom Eagle. And we're going to see him activate Doom Eagle to go ahead and shuffle back in the Despian Tragedy, so he cannot reset Brand Infusion next turn if he, for some reason gets a next turn, because the last card in hand still is technically unknown. But we're going to see our Despia player go ahead and concede here. And yeah, funny little clip coming at the end after the members shout out, so stay around for that. But yeah, last but not least, huge thank you goes to our Divine Level channel members who are Tweeter0226, Ponystar, Cadillacs84, Justin Lamb, and HH Abber. Thank you guys so much as always for extremely kind and generous support of the channel.
I concede.